If 2025 was a TV show, what would you give it? What would you name your flipping and real estate business?
Another day in
Desperate Housewives. It's been a great year for real estate. A lot of trials and challenges, a lot of wins and personal gains as well. So what you're going to see here is this is a video we just recorded, Kady and I, going over what 2025 looked like for us. Please enjoy, please watch. Let us know your comments. What were your wins? What were your challenges you faced 2025? And what are you looking forward for in 2026? We are recording. I had my questions set up. I'm going to ask Kady what was her end of the year 2025 looking like. Let me pull my questions out.
So this is going to be an interview of Kady
and me.
Thank you. We're a team, man. We do this together. I have questions for you too, sir.
You do? Okay. Go to my questions. All right. Question number one for you, ma'am.
I'm here for it.
What was your biggest challenge in 2025 and the key lessons it taught you?
Wow. That's a big one right there. Oh, man. I would say when it comes to real estate investing, there's definitely a few answers, but most importantly, I would say if the numbers don't make sense, don't push it to make a deal happen. I know I'll get super excited if I have a homeowner on board and we finally have worked everything out, but then the numbers don't fit because the payoff is just a little too higher than we expect, just to not push it. And another huge thing is time is money. You've got to turn and burn these houses and just keep it rolling. So you can't sit on them very long because the market, the prices have been decreasing rapidly this year. And so that definitely hurt us for what we planned on and what an ARV would be. And then a project may have taken a little too long than we expected. And unfortunately, you know, we lost our opportunity for the price that we expected to sell it for and ended up losing big time on one because of that. So I would say that was probably the biggest lesson. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, Chris?
My biggest lesson is similar to hers was just it's getting the full story on properties when you meet people. Yeah. We took for granted. We thought we were doing really well, and like, yeah, we kind of know what we're doing now, and not really going in and looking at a house, and then just after you buy it, then you go and look at it like, oh my gosh, we totally got snowballed on this, and we should have done a better job on homework, and I guess going out and talking to the actual seller, the people that live in the house, and because then once you get in it, you're like, oh crap, this house is not like we weren't expecting this. So that's my biggest lesson is listen to people's stories, but at the same time, I really got to be investigate and go through and look at houses and not say don't take people's word for it, but you got to really look at it with your own eyeballs on houses. That's my...
Well, in your defense, this was one house, one situation. This poor, sweet homeowner was kind of in a desperate situation. She had lost her husband and she had a family member living in the house. The house was in foreclosure. She was about to lose it to auction. And we just kind of had a heart for her. We were really trying to help her out of this tough situation. We didn't get a chance to look at the house properly and evaluate it like we needed to because there was someone living in there that was unaware of the situation. And if she was aware, the poor homeowner wasn't going to be in a safe situation. So it was kind of a lot involved to it. So give yourself a little bit of grace on that one. We honestly let our emotions take over instead of being smart about the decision. And I know it's just a fine line of doing something right, treating people and taking care of them in the best way possible, but also making smart business decisions.
Yes. Let me look at the second question. That was good. That was really good.
We're getting better at this, guys.
Let's see.
It's been a work in progress.
What was your proudest personal or business win this year?
I would definitely say I set a goal for myself in the beginning of the year, and before real estate, I've never been a goal setter. I've just kind of been, grateful for what comes my way, and I would just take it year by year. But I set out in January. I set out with the mindset of I want to double my sales, and I ended up doubling them, and I will exactly actually on the dot at the end of December. So I'm super thankful for that, for my year and a half in real estate, to be able to be blessed enough to do that. I'm excited, and I'm excited to see what the future holds, and I know the best is yet to come. How about you?
That was good, man. That was good. So my personal win this year was getting invested properties. When I first met Kady, and she already had one, and then she sold it, I'm like, man, that's pretty cool. I mean, to have a invested property and sell it, and like, man, I want to be that kind of person. And I ended up going from 0 to 5. So it's pretty. 2, I gotta find renters for, but it's pretty cool. It's even though sometimes I bought them at good price, but my main goal is just for that mindset to be able to say I can do this, and then you want to be able to say you can do it. And then as for both of us, being that she already had one, now we have experience of saying we are investors. We're true investors. We flipped houses, we've had rentals, so now we come with credentials when we meet people, and that was a personal goal for mine. I don't like that imposter syndrome sometimes of not feeling like I'm really an investor. I could have been just a realtor, say, yeah, I can help you buy a house, but now I'm not going to say I actually have experience doing this so I can help other people in that kind of situation. So that was a big win for me this year.
Yeah, I'm proud of you for that. That's awesome. There's so much opportunity in real estate that everybody should take advantage of. Even if you have a buy and hold property that's getting rented out, yeah, there's a little bit of upkeep here and there, like, AC, carpet, paint here and there when you are, changing out renters and keeping it updated. But for the most part, it's really close. For the most part, it's a total win-win, and it's a long-term game. You can't think short-term when you're buying rentals. Yeah. Because I bought mine when I was 20, held on to it, and rented it out. And that renter had been paying my mortgage for the past 15 years. Dang. So it was a no-brainer. And so when I sold it, because that was the best decision for me, to use that capital to continue flipping houses to get a bigger return, short-term for myself. But you could not beat the profit that I made from someone living there and paying down the mortgage, all on its own. So big fan of real estate in all areas, all aspects of real estate.
Let me go to the next question. That was good.
That's good.
Next question is major market trends and shift in 2025 that changed your strategy. I think you kind of addressed it in that first one, but
yeah. So market changes, Bryce actually taught me this, and it stuck in my mind. Market changes and shifts in 3-month intervals, right? So when I am buying a house to flip and renovate, and I am calculating what that ARV would be, which is the biggest thing you have to figure out to make the deal make sense, is what that house is going to sell for. And if you wait a little bit too long, or if the renovation takes longer than expected, when you go to resell and that market, the house prices are dropping, you're in big trouble, because you're watching the profit fly out the window when you're deducting, making price reductions weekly to try and get that house sold, and you're trying to catch up with, the market.
Let's see. For me, what was the question was market shift in 2025. I guess for me, I handle more of the phone calls to the website, and the big shift I saw was people who bought 4 or 5 years ago, and now they can't sell. And so we have a lot of people that we're meeting that, I saw that shift. 2 years ago, everyone could sell, and everyone's buying. Now I'm seeing that people cannot sell right now. And I mean, unless you bought a really good deal, but people who bought like new construction, 4 years ago are out of luck, because they're still building so many houses here in Jacksonville, and it's just hard to do anything if you bought 4 years ago. So that's the biggest shift I've seen, is that not everyone can sell their house now.
Our flips were selling like hotcakes because we were in a seller's market. Now that we've transitioned into a buyer's market, it definitely makes it a game changer a little bit with
Oh,
more strategic moves.
that changed your bottom line right away because now we're like, okay, every time we do a flip, we got to figure, okay, at least 3 to 4% for closing cost help on the buyer, and that and that takes a big hit. Like, so we can't be thin on margins. But that's the biggest thing I saw is that the shift of really from a seller's market to buyer's market and how hard it is for people to sell their homes.
Yeah.
And being an investor myself, or ourselves, it just the closing cost for us to resell a home is just went up so much higher.
Yep. So, with that being said, we definitely have slowed down a little bit this year because it has to be more of a strategic, calculated move. You have to be super, super conservative to make a decent profit. Oh, and then also like just making sure you're super conservative on the numbers, especially when you have to, especially when you're pricing. When we price a flip, we are already marketing and selling it probably about 5 to 10K under what the comps are showing, just so it will move the fastest and we can turn and burn them. So we are already planning to be super competitive with the price. Always recommend staging the house. It is huge and it's worth every penny. People want to visualize themselves in the house, and it just gives a total different vibe when they walk in versus when a house is completely empty and bare.
What's your question?
So I know we get super excited when we have the opportunity to walk a house, to potentially buy it. At least I do. I get pumped about it. But I know we've also not looked at everything we've needed to when walking a house and then learned the hard way when we're halfway in the game and we're like, oh crap, we didn't look at that. We always like to have our contractor walk it if he's available. But I know we've kind of learned a lot of what to look for along the way. What are the main things that you always suggest checking out that we wouldn't have when we first started? To me, I know windows are huge.
But like you said, initial thing would be the windows. For me, it's always windows and permits are the biggest thing because permits so I can know what's going on, and windows just so you know, like because we might probably have to sell the house to FHA or VA buyer, and the windows got to probably stay open, and or the old windows and then is it $600? Because that's $600, $600. To the other thing, last thing I'll add on that is the WDO stuff. Now I know when I walk a house. I tap everywhere outside the house.
Great point.
I used to never think like, oh, the house should be fine. Yep. But now let me hit it. Let me see where. Yes. Oh no, softwood. So that's gonna just do it now, because then we don't want to have an inspection. We've both been burned on different inspections where when a buyer finds something in inspection, like, oh well, if that's there, what else is wrong with the house when you flip the house? So you want to like address as many problems that you see and get those nailed out before you put the house in the market. So you're not like, oh, if they skip that wood issue. What else is in the house? And you're like, oh my gosh, no, everything's good.
For people that don't know, what is a WDO?
It's a wood destroying organism. So usually in Florida, we see it on the outside of a house when people don't do gutters in the house. And then after so many years of the rain coming down, sprinklers hitting the side of the house, bouncing back, that bottom wood trim around the house usually absorbs all that moisture. And if you have a stucco house, it'll be the same way. Stucco will absorb water as well. That's when you see stucco cracks, but you just want to walk around the outside of the house. I started noticing to look at that more often because that's going to end up being an expense later on trying to fix those things. One piece of advice you'd give yourself in 2020, if you started all over again, what would you give yourself for 2025?
Dang, you could have gave me a cheat sheet so I could have been prepared on these questions. Goodness. I would say stay focused, stay consistent.
Very similar, stay focused because there's a lot of shiny tools out there, and you want to keep doing some or find some shortcut. And we've tried cold caller. She tried the people side. I tried the AI side. I tried the tech side. And it comes down boils down to just do it. Just do it.
Stay consistent, stay focused, and be you, honestly. Don't try to be someone you're not. Stay in your own lane. Do what you're good at. Love God, love people, and the rest falls into place. To me, honestly, that's what it comes down to. There's always going to be competition out there. There's always going to be, things that don't get involved in too many avenues, try to do too many things. Just stick to what you know works and what you do best and and how you can shine the best based
on your own skill set.
Exactly. That's it, honestly. But don't look all around and see what everybody else is doing. Do things the right way. Treat people the right way. Be honest. Be kind. Stay humble. And God will bless that all day long.
I can, definitely stay focused. If I told myself beginning of the year, it would be stay consistent, focus, say no to some deals, and then keep the deal flow going. Because sometimes I get a lot of deals, and you work on them, you focus on them, and then now you have no deals.
Yeah.
This big roller coaster back and forth.
And it's easy to get defeated
Yes.
and knocked down in this industry.
Yeah.
You got to get back up and keep swinging, keep fighting.
All right, this is the last question, bonus question for you. If 2025 was a TV show, what would you give it? What would you name your flipping and real estate business? What show would it be? What would you call it?
Gosh,
or it can be a Netflix series or a movie.
I honestly love Another Day in the Office of Chris and Kady. I just think that's so funny because...
Would it be a comedy, drama?
Comedy all day
NCIS?
long. We have stories for days of this. Here's the thing. We have so much fun with what we're doing.
Yeah.
And if it's not fun, it's not worth doing. So you have to, and it's so interesting. It's a different scenario, a different story, a different encounter every single time we're out there. So I'm thankful to have an awesome partner to do it with because we can laugh and have a good time while we're working. And to me, you can't beat that.
See, that shows her personality. Her title's like The Adventures of Chris and Kady. Mine's I was like, Desperate Housewives.
Oh, that's a good. That's a good one.
Mine's all depressing.
Yeah.
She's like, their lives, she's all friendly. Mine's like the Desperate Housewives. There's drama. Every house has drama.
A story.
Everyone has a backstory, and you're looking for the light at the end of the tunnel. But
we get to do this, Chris.
Yeah.
That's the best part about it.
Yeah, that's sometimes when you're in real estate and you're doing what we do, you forget it's like, oh, it's 12 o'clock on a Thursday, and just sitting outside. I'm not reporting to somebody.
Right.
So I gotta be grateful for that. But
that's why I say. Sorry, go ahead.
Mine's be Desperate Housewives.
That's a good one though. But I come from a medical office with the same 4 closed walls. So a day in our office with the freedom to choose and go where we want to go, I can dig that all day, every day.
Actually, I was wrong. There's one more question.
Well,
last one. What's your goal for 2026? How many homes do you want to sell in 2026? How many homes
honestly,
do you want to sell?
I'm not going to put a number to how many homes.
Okay.
I just honestly want to keep doing what we're doing. I just want to improve to help truly change lives, to open and close doors for people. And I just want to improve and be better than I was this year.
That's good.
And I would say the word that I'm going to hold on to next year is going to be consistency. Because I know when you get busy, I fall off the consistency bandwagon, and then a family and raising kids and sports and, all the things when life is lifing. But I want to be consistent, and I'm going to focus on that rather than numbers.
That's good.
Because I do feel like that's going to be everything. What about you?
I think for me, not similar, not so much numbers, but I'd like to find ways to have, sounds different, placement for people, because we do find these people. A lot of times people are desperate, depressed, have issues, don't have money, and you feel bad because where is this person supposed to go? Mm-hmm. I'd like to find tools in Jacksonville as far as housing or assistance for people when they can't afford their house, where do they move to next? Yeah. That's probably the biggest one, because we find we can help all these people, but we don't have a solution for where they should go sometimes.
Yeah, that's great. I would love to grow in our resources for that. We found amazing nonprofits to partner with for to come pick up stuff in the house that families have left behind, that are gently used and no longer needed. Working on you know, a housing situation, that would be
just some sort of resource in Jacksonville, like
tremendous.
have a partnership like that where you're like, okay, hey,
yes,
Miss Debbie, go over here.
Love that.
We'll find a place for you. And different counties too, not just Duval, not
right.
Otherwise, I'm sure there's a place in Duval, but we gotta find something in Clay County, where you work majority of the time. But I'm sure there's a place in Duval. But that's my goal. Is find a solution for people to have a place to go. So we don't feel like they're just going to be left out, and because a lot of people don't have family or something, whatever the story is. That's my goal for 2026.
Love it.
All right, awesome. Okay. Thank you for this little wrap up in 2025, and
we're
it's been a pleasure, and we're looking forward to serve more people in 2026.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Chris Moore, I'm the builder of the block, the whole town know me. Turn keys, flip keys, stack paper, holy. From Duval to the moon, my hustle universal. Haters throwing shade, but my grind controversial. Sharper than the gators grin. Contract signed, that's a win after win. They envy the vision, but they